It's time to talk about everything there is this week in X-Men. We got the final issue of X Deaths of Wolverine, which does not end on the high note that X Lives of Wolverine did. We've also got the debut of Wolverine Patch Larry Hama returning to an era that he was very successful in. And obviously with me to talk about all this is the X-Men historian, the Marvel aficionado himself. Doc, how you doing, buddy?
I am here, and we're done with the Hicksman era. I'm done with it.
I think they pretty much buried it here with X Deaths of Wolverine #5. Ben Percy, Federico Vicentini. Still looks like a pretty slick comic book, but man, this thing is just a weird rushed ending. You could tell Ben Percy, it appeared at least, that he did not have any way to actually end the story, so he just ends it. Kind of real stupid. So in the very beginning, we do see that Moira X has apparently passed away. She's damning Charles Xavier as she's going to the other side, and she has failed to end Krakoa.
She gets eaten by her plant mech suit and then by Krakoa, because why not? The 4 issues that you read of her struggle against Krakoa now end with a whimper on basically the 3rd page, where all it is it's a reenactment of that stupid fucking scene that Hickman told us is the most important scene in X-Men history, except for now, instead of her sitting on the bench whispering to Charles, she's sitting on the bench, or she's standing at the bench yelling at Charles all bloody. And then it stops being about Moira. Then it just becomes a Wolverine fighting Phalanx Wolverine comic, and it's stupid.
Well, there's a lot of stupid stuff in here we can talk about, Doc. I think the dumbest thing is, apparently because Sage is computer savvy and considers herself a living computer, that she can take the Cerebro sword and I guess hack it, I believe is what they're insinuating, that she's going to hack the Cerebro sword and she's going to use that to end the Phalanx Wolverine, although the Cerebro sword would never be able to penetrate a Wolverine skeleton. But it just works.
You know, I've been saying this since the beginning of this whole 2-issue or 2-series miniseries thing. Absolutely no effort to explain the mechanics of how any of this shit works. And guess what? I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he'd get around to that. He finishes the story with still not explaining how the mechanics of any of this shit works, especially the Cerebro sword. It's a MacGuffin. It's just a magic fucking wand.
It's a Deus Ex Machina. It's just a plot contrivance.
Exactly. It's a magic wand that can do anything.
To end the story when he didn't have a real ending pointed out. And the idea of this Omega Wolverine, that's Wolverine, but he's got Phalanx essentially infused into his body. He wants to hit the real Cerebro and infect the world or something. Okay, I'll believe that. But why did he turn into like his skeleton? I don't get that part.
Not a clue. Phalanx don't have to like consume up all of the organic material.
Yeah, because you got Warlock. He's like the arm and stuff, and he's certainly been a part of.
I'm even talking just like general Phalanx infection. Cable, his arm is from a techno-organic virus. That's what he was infected with. That's why he's got the robot arm. Guess what? All it was a version of the virus that had been cut off from the technarchy, like from the hive mind. But his arm doesn't turn into like a little fucking skeleton arm.
I'll give him this. It kind of looks cool, but it makes no sense.
Yeah, and even whenever the Phalanx showed up originally in X-Men issues like way back when, and they were replicating and replacing the X-Men, none of them turned into like skeleton versions. They're able to just look like themselves. Like that Wolverine shouldn't have just like gotten all eaten up, like where it ate all the muscle away.
And I don't think the Phalanx should have just like died because of Cerebro sword.
Well, none of the shit that happened in any of these 2 series should have happened because of the Cerebro sword, because nothing makes sense here and none of the mechanics of this plot were ever explained and ever justified.
Well, we got a swerve, though. I mean, that's the big thing. They swerved us because at the beginning we see that Moira is dead. She's been taken from us, never to be redeemed because, she cut her friend's skin off and wore it as a suit. But she's not dead because she's implanted herself into a robot, and she gets an 11th life as a scheming android.
Great.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. So what are we gonna like say that somehow one of the Nimrods in the future is actually like I feel like we need to start predicting where this shit's going, and I feel like one of the two. Remember, there was Nimrod the Lesser and Nimrod the Greater from the future. Why do I have a feeling she's going to be one of the two Nimrods in the future?
See, you want to make predictions. I want to stop reading.
You know, the best predictor of future performance is past performance, and well, I keep watching the past performance, and the future extrapolation is directly into a toilet bowl.
Yeah, I like how you're going all Dr. Phil on this one. It's strange how these series are essentially the inverse of each other. X Lives was just unbearable for 4 issues, but ends on a high note. And X Deaths was pretty darn good for 3.5 issues, and just fell apart at the end. All I could say is in the future, I do not think that Marvel Comics should market a comic book as the greatest Wolverine story ever told. It's probably setting the bar too high. And I don't think they should ever market anything as the spiritual successor to House of X Powers of 10, because you're setting up expectations that this was going to be good. I never believed either of those statements, but after seeing the final product, the fact that anybody in Marvel Comics, whether it be Jordan White, Ben Percy, Federico Vicentini, Josh Cassara, any of the editors on this book, C.B. Cebulski, Gabriel, whatever his name is, in the marketing department, decided with the quality that they were going to be delivering that they should even mention that in the names of like House of X Powers of 10 or Weapon X series or any of those types of things, Old Man Logan type stuff.
I think we can all accept Marvel's marketing department lost all credibility like 15 years ago. Now it's anything that they use to try to sell stuff, I just roll my fucking eyes at.
If you'd like more information on the X Lives of Wolverine finale, Doc and I talked about it last week. It was a much bigger improvement over the previous issues. Certainly a better way to end it than the X Deaths of Wolverine, which is absolutely trash. So if you didn't see it, definitely check it out.